Hello, welcome back. I'm here today to talk to you guys about the second part of my list. So last week we spoke about all of the overrated things, so things that we judge as better than they actually are, in my opinion. And today I'm going to be sharing some underrated things, poor things. That means things people rate poorly. So people don't think they are as good as I think they are. Let's get cracking, shall we? The first one is actually something I was very much against. So this is me being humble enough to admit I have changed my mind. Humble, I love that word. Humble is somebody who has enough humility in them. So they're not trying to be what they are not. They are ready to admit defeat, to admit they have changed their mind. I'm being humble here, and I'm going to tell you that one of the things I find underrated is Kindle, the Amazon Kindle. So I studied literature at university. You can imagine that I was 100% pro actual books, okay? Printed copies of books. And then I met my husband, who is an engineer, so he sees the world differently. And he gave me a Kindle for my 25th birthday, so that is a good almost 13 years ago. And it took me a while to grow to love it, to grow to like something, to grow to love something is to start to. So, you grow to like something because you didn't before, and now you do. And it took me a while to grow to like it and love it. But I did in the end. And when I did, there was just no going back from that, really. It changed my reading experience because I can read in the dark, which is amazing. My husband is asleep. I can just get my Kindle and get my reading done without waking him. I can look up the words I don't know if I want to just by clicking on them. There's my answer. I can purchase books on the go. So I finish a book today, I'm ready to purchase another one right now. I don't have to wait. I don't have to drag myself to the bookstore. I just love my Kindle so much, and it's so old and it's still doing its job perfectly. So very underrated. Number two thing I find very underrated is thermal comfort. What I mean by that is feeling warm enough when it's cold and cool enough when it's hot. So thermal comfort for me is huge. I live in South Brazil and it can get very chilly here, very cold here. And the problem with living in Brazil when it's cold weather is that nowhere you go is comfortable in terms of heat. You are cold everywhere. So you're going to be in your house and you're going to be wearing your big old coat. Big old coat. I'm not saying that it's old, like you've had it for years. No, it's just emphasis, like it's very big. Your big old coat, and you're going to be having to cook in this coat. It's so uncomfortable. And then you're going to shower and it's really cold in the bathroom. So Brazil in winter in the south is awful. So when we built our house, we then installed heated flooring. So my house is really nice in winter. And something else that completely changed, literally changed my winter life in Brazil is an electric blanket. So it's literally something you put under your sheet in your bed and it warms up so that when you get into bed, it's warm and it's just heaven. So for me, thermal comfort is extremely underrated. My number three is having time. God, so underrated. One of the most amazing things in life for me is to have time to do whatever I want to do or need to do. So if I want to have a slow breakfast, to have a slow breakfast. If I want to exercise mid-morning, to be able to mid-morning, in the middle of the morning, to be able to do that. If I want to take 3 hours to make lunch, to be able to do that. So time is so underrated, I feel, and it's something that has taken me years to build in my day-to-day life. I've got 2 kids, so if you're a parent, you will know it's not so easy to kind of manage your routine when you've got children, small children. Now they're not so small, but they're still very dependent on us, 9 and 10. So yeah. And so to have been able to create this routine where I have time is just blissful and very underrated, I feel. So nothing compares to having some time, to me anyway. My next one, very underrated, very, very underrated thing is laughter. To be talking to someone who makes you laugh, to be watching a video that makes you laugh, to be reading something that makes you laugh, to remember something that makes you laugh. Laughter is so underrated. It's one of my favorite things in the world, to be listening to someone tell a story that I find funny, or even sometimes to just hear someone laugh when they find something very funny. I just love it, and I find it underrated because even though some of you may love laughter like I do, we forget to surround ourselves with that more, isn't it? Like I do, and I love laughter and I love laughing as well. And I forget to watch videos that crack me up, to talk to people that make me laugh, to allow myself to be funny. So one of my favorite things when it comes to having learned to like myself in life is when I am just with myself, like tidying my house, doing chores, and I manage to be funny with myself. So sometimes I'll speak to myself and I'll say something that I find funny, and to have that little giggle, like that little laughing time with myself, I find really, really lovely. So laughter in general is absolutely amazing and a little bit underrated too. Next one, this one is very new in my life, okay? Something I find underrated is acupuncture. I knew about acupuncture, of course, but I never really believed that it could do something for me. So I've been suffering from migraines for 9 years. And ever since my daughter was born, something changed in my body. I don't know what it was, but I'm sure it has something to do with hormones. And I decided this year to give acupuncture a go. You know this already, you've been watching me, to give it a go, to try it. And it has helped me so much. So I still get my migraines every month, of course I do. But I've noticed they are much more manageable. This means I can handle them better. So I'll take a pill and I'll get rid of it within a few hours. Sometimes I don't even take a pill and the pain disappears within a few hours, and the pain is not as strong as before as well. So acupuncture has done wonders for me, has done a lot for me, has done wonders for me. And I've had 4 sessions so far. I'm still kind of with this ongoing treatment. Ongoing means that it's still going on, this ongoing treatment. But I can safely say it's very underrated. I think people should talk about it more. And one more thing, come on, before we say goodbye, one more thing I find underrated, honestly, and that's a word I cannot say. Let me see if I can remind myself. Cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness. Things being clean is so underrated. A clean house, a clean shower, a clean toilet, a clean kitchen, a clean bed. a clean car, clean hair, clean life. It's so underrated. I remember something that really struck me as completely hideous. This means it was the feeling I had when I saw this whole situation. I used to have a friend in England, and she would spend the whole day working full time, and then she would get the tube home. So the tube is this disgusting place as it is, so dirty, full of germs everywhere. She would come home, take her shoes off, and not shower before bed. So she would literally take her clothes off, change into her pajamas, and get into bed with smelly feet and germs from the tube. I could not get my head around that. Get my head around that is to understand it. I could not, because as a good Brazilian, there was no way I could do that. I would have to have a shower before bed, even if it's just a quick one, just to make sure I feel fresh to get into my clean bed. But the thing is, she wasn't even changing her sheets often enough, so her bed was not clean either. So the whole thing was just a disgusting mess. There you go. Being clean and living in a clean environment is so underrated. It changes how you act. It changes how you see yourself. It changes how good you feel in your environment. I love being clean. There you go. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Now it's your turn as always. You're going to leave me a comment telling me something you find underrated. Go on. See you next time.